Hey guys, today's video I want to go over what's called the McGill Big Three. Dr. Stuart McGill came up with these, and this is specifically to focus on around your lumbar spine, the area we refer to as your lumbopelvic hip complex. In that area, when we think of the core, we're not thinking movement, we're not thinking any sort of explosive work and athleticism. The first thing we want to think about is stabilization. We want those lumbar vertebrae to be able to stay in place and do their job and create that foundation. So what we've done is Dr. McGill came up with these three exercises, one focusing on the anterior, one for either side, and one for the posterior to really do just that, and that's build up that stability. And as such, it's not going to be a lot of movement that we focus on within this. It's going to be more very minimal movement to get that activation and then focus on being able to keep it nice and tight and nice and stable. So the first one of the three is what's called the curl up. You have a seat here, lay down on my table, and we'll go over it real quick. First thing I want you to focus on is take those hands, place them right in the small of your back to help keep that normal lordotic curve, it's called. So a little bit of a curve in that lower back. We'll keep one knee bent and one leg straight out. And we'll start with the head down, and all we're going to do here is slightly tuck your chin in and then just lift your head up only about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. And instantly you'll feel that midsection start to engage. You keep it nice and braced, protect it, activate. We're going to hold that for 10 seconds. And then rest right back down. Now, we can shoot for, I like to say, 6 sets total. We'll do 3 with each leg up and just that 10-second hold each time. So we'll reset, bring the other leg up, tuck that chin, hands are still in place, brace that core, lift the head, and we get about that 10-second mark, and we relax back down. Now, these are each exercises that we can do daily, but what I think is really important about that is to consider how does your body respond to them. In doing the first set, are you really fatigued already? Are you so deconditioned that just doing these once is a challenge? At that point, maybe we don't shoot to do too many. We'll start out 1 per side, maybe shoot to get up to a total of 3 per side, so we get 6. That's about a minute's worth of work if we're holding it for 10 seconds. And the other thing as you're doing that is something to make note of. As you lift your head up, if you're feeling that strain through the front of your neck, that's indicative of some of the alignment issues that we might have up at the shoulder girdle. If you have a little bit of that forward head posture, the tendency is that front of the neck, those anterior flexors, the cervical flexors, can really strain. So we just want to emphasize a little more of that chin tuck before you go ahead and bring that head forward. All right? And then again, just emphasize getting that bracing through that core. The second one, I'm just going to demonstrate one side just so I'm facing the camera here. Maybe I'll switch sides on the table so you can get both. But we're going to do a side plank variation. And to start, we're going to keep both knees bent. We're going to be right down on this forearm. Try to keep the weight evenly dispersed in the entire forearm instead of just drilling down through that elbow. And what I want to do again, we're going to brace nice and tight to begin with. Hips are forward a little bit, and up we go, up onto the knee. We can keep that top arm right on the opposite shoulder. And we're staying braced, we're staying nice and tight. And again, we get about that 10-second mark. And sure, why not? I'll just spin around and give you one on this side too. So again, knees are bent. We're gonna stack those knees, stack those ankles, stack the hips. Top hand on the bottom shoulder, hips are up. We're braced, we're nice and tight, and we're relaxing down. So now we've got 2 of the big 3. We've got that curl up as the first one, side plank, and we'll stay with the same protocol, 10-second hold, shoot for about 3 per side if your body can handle it. And the last one we're going to do now is called a bird dog. Bird dog is going to target that posterior chain, and what we're going to do is come up into that quadruped position. So with this, I look for knees directly below the hips, hands are going to be directly below the shoulders, chin is tucked, and again, the term we keep using is brace. We want to just tighten that midsection up to create that stability on that lumbar vertebrae. And we're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg at the same time. And it's really, think about it in terms of reaching out, not up. I don't want to arch my back as I come into this. I want to start nice and braced. I'm going to make a fist here. I'm going to reach my leg right out, reach that arm right out, and we're sticking with that same protocol. A 10-second hold, nice and tight. And if you feel stable here, what we want to do is, rather than resting down, we'll come in, pause for a second, and right back out. We can repeat that same side. Nice, strong squeeze. And we can relax there. What we really want to emphasize with this one is that we're not rotating as we're moving. We're not arching, coming up too high. Like I said, reach that leg straight out, arm straight out, and we stay nice and rigid throughout. Because again, these exercises are all about keeping stable down into that lumbar spine area and the lumbopelvic hip complex, that whole group. All right, so protocol. You can do this daily, and depending on the degree of instability you have, it might be best to do daily without pushing to the point of real fatigue. But we want to wake these muscles back up. We want to make that signal from the nervous system to the muscular system more efficient. And that's what you'll notice the benefits of. First, I would argue, is you're not going to necessarily get stronger first, but you're going to make that pathway more efficient. So now when the brain and the nervous system is telling those muscles to fire, they kick on, they do their job. So we want to think about it in terms of activating those muscles. We're not really beating them up and taking them to total exhaustion. All right, so we can do it daily, or if you feel really fatigued by it, maybe you go every other day or potentially even every third day. But give them a whirl. The McGill Big Three, you will not regret it. All right, have fun. Thanks for watching.